Okay, we're going to go ahead and go with the affirmations here. And unmute yourselves for this part, okay? Because we're gonna get it started. We want, when you say these affirmations, by the way, I want you to say them with conviction. Believe what it is that you're saying. And if you're off of mute, put yourself on mute. If not, by the way, sorry, you guys are supposed to be off of mute right now. So my bad. I was about to say, man, it's kind of time. Oh, I'm about to kick somebody out, man. And I told you guys to unmute yourself. It was probably Ramsey that made that noise. I was gonna kick Ramsey out. Here we go. I am a powerful solar professional.
Solar professional.
I am a
Powerful solar professional.
Powerful
solar
professional.
I do business
I do
business
and
morally
ethically.
and
I do
ethically.
business morally and ethically.
I am successful.
successful,
Successful.
I do not depend on luck
depend
or
on luck
unrealistic
or
possibilities.
possibilities.
Okay, I'm gonna mute everybody. My bad. Everybody's all over the place. It's like herding cats. All right, I'm herding cats over here. I'm gonna say it and then you guys repeat it, okay? Because if everybody goes at their own pace, you're not gonna understand everything. So my bad. Ramsey does a much better job than I do. All right. Here we go. Take two. All right. Delete that take. We'll start again. I'm gonna unmute everybody. I'm gonna read it. Then you repeat it. I'm gonna read it. Then you repeat it. See that? I'm even rhyming over here. All right. Here we go. Let's unmute everybody. Let's let a couple folks in. Go ahead and unmute yourselves. And we start at the count of three. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I am a powerful solar professional.
Powerful solar
I'm a
professional.
powerful
I
solar
am a powerful solar professional.
And ethically.
Business morally
I'm
and ethically.
successful, intelligent.
I do
I do
business
business morally
morally
and ethically.
I do business morally and ethically.
Successful, intelligent, and confident.
I am
Successful, intelligent, and confident.
I do not depend on luck or unrealistic possibilities.
I do not depend on luck or unrealistic possibilities.
Or unrealistic possibilities.
I am making a positive impact in the world and in the lives of others.
I am making a positive impact in the world and in the lives of others.
I radiate with confidence and people feel that.
I radiate confidence and people feel that.
I am building a renewable energy empire.
I am
building a
renewable energy empire.
Therefore, money comes easily and frequently and in increasing quantities.
Therefore, money
comes
comes
easily
Increasing
Quantities.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Man, you guys are champions. I'm going to take you with me as my traveling audience. All right. Jim Rohn used to say that all the time. One of my favorites, the late, great Jim Rohn. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, before we bring out these mentors, I want to address a couple things here that are very important. When you read these here, there's something very, very powerful about you reading these affirmations, and you can't just read them. You've got to feel them. It's weird things that happen. Just like when you're making a phone call. When you smile, when you're making a phone call, the smile comes through. Trust me when I tell you, that's why the old phrase says, smile and dial. Actually, let me share the screen again because I want to address these a little bit. Listen, don't just say the things, embody them, feel them, and believe them. A pathological liar is somebody that constantly lies and they almost can't help it. It's just nature. And they lie so much that they actually believe it. You've got to say these things to the point where you believe them. The way that you feel, the things that you put in your mind, the things that you read, everything that you get with your senses, okay, starts to create your reality and your identity, and you will perform the way that you see yourself. Trust me, you could be brand new to solar, brand new to sales. Because you believe bigger, faster, you will achieve much better than the person that doesn't. I am a powerful solar professional. Feel that you are indeed powerful. The version of you being powerful already exists sometime in the future. Act as if right now, okay? I do business morally and ethically. That should go without saying. I am successful. I am intelligent and confident, even if you're not successful yet, even if you're not the most intelligent yet. Let me tell you something, man. Would you rather say I am smart or I is a millionaire? All right. I'd rather say if I had to choose, right, I is a millionaire, right? So now, granted, you want to be smart and a millionaire, that's an ideal combination, right? But the point is, I am successful, intelligent, and confident. Feel it. Act as if. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's true and what's not true. Believe it. Act as if you are that person. Act as if you deserve the business. If you talk to a homeowner, just your confidence alone, they'll give you less questions and less objections, just because they believe that you know what you're talking about. Okay. The next one, I do not depend on luck or unrealistic possibilities. Man, let me tell you something. I'm going to give you guys, and I'm going to break this down at the Mentor Factory, but I'm going to give you something very important. Money corrupts people. And I'm not talking about the way that you are thinking. The way that most of you guys are thinking, that's not what I'm talking about. Let me tell you what I'm referring to. If you make anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000 in the solar industry, that is not impressive. That's not impressive. You know why? Because it's easy to make money in the solar industry. There are people that used to make 60 grand a year, 80 grand a year, 90 grand a year that are making $200,000 a year. And because of that, they're not very coachable. They don't get on training. They're debating whether going and paying for a training. They're like, you know why they think that? Because they see some evidence. What evidence do they see? They see the evidence of money. Hey, man, I had a $20,000 month last month. What can these guys and girls teach me at the Mentor Factory? What can these people teach me on the training? What can Jim Bunch teach me on the corporate trainings? They think that because they made a little bit of money, that they've got it going on. No, you don't. It's easy to make between $100,000 and $500,000 in the solar industry, man. It is not hard. This is a solar boom. And let me give you an example. Back in 2004 to 2008, I was in the real estate industry. Before the market crashed, everybody was making money because everybody would qualify for a loan. You talk to somebody, hey, everybody was looking to buy real estate and everybody qualified, and there was interest-only loans. A gardener could say he was making $50,000 per month. All he had to do is put it on the paper, you made money. We are living in the equivalent times of the real estate boom, but this is the solar boom. So therefore, making 100,000, 200,000, $250,000, that ain't hard to do. You're nothing special. I'm nothing special. The industry, the market is easy, but let me tell you something. Time will either promote you or expose you. Time is either going to promote you or expose you. Right now, some of y'all are getting lucky, and you're going to get used to 100,000, $250,000, 300,000, 400,000. And then when shit changes, excuse my language, when things change, I promise my boy Frankie, and I promise God I'm not going to cuss anymore. So sometimes I might slip away, but not on purpose. Here's the deal. Some people are getting lucky. You're making more money now than you've ever made before, and you think you got it going on. No, you don't. You got good damn timing. You got a good company. But those times don't last forever. But you know what lasts forever? The skill set and the leadership and the business building abilities that you learn from other people that have done it. But don't let the little bit of money that you're making. Here's the deal. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I've been making a 7-figure income for a long freaking time. A long time. I've helped people become millionaires. I still show up to trainings. I still take notes. But there are people that give me some BS excuse. Oh, I didn't make it to training because I set up an appointment at that time. Well, set it up for another time. Training, remember these words. Training should be something you do, not something you did. And don't get it confused. Trust me. Watch. You got people right now making $200,000 a year in Powur, but they're not learning how to build a business. They're not learning how to leverage. They're not learning how to hire help to help them do the project management so they can focus on recruiting, selling, and training. They're not learning how to do that. They're not learning how to build a business. Then there's going to be a new guy that shows up today, joins. 2 years from now, that new guy is going to be making $500,000 a year passive income. And this guy that thinks he's a stud right now because he's making $200,000 a year is still going to be making $200,000 a year trading time for money. Trust me when I tell you, when we say read the books, attend the trainings, listen to the podcast, but you know what? Most people, they don't do it. You know why? Especially when they're making money, their ego gets bigger than their bank account. When your ego's bigger than your bank account won't surpass your ego. That's a JC quote. I just sat there around thinking, damn, that was a good one. When your ego surpasses your bank account, your ego gets, and guess what gets your ego up? Making money. Getting those $6,000 deposits, $7,000 deposits. I made 30 grand this month. I got it going on. Mentor Factory, shoot, I'm the Mentor Factory up in this joint. No, your ass is lucky. But luck don't last forever. You know what? I'd rather be skilled because skills pay the bills consistently and persistently through bad markets and down markets. I've been a millionaire, lost it, made it again, lost it, made it again. 3 times by the age of 39, retired my mom at the age of 28. So when I tell people, hey, do what you got to do, success leaves clues. I've got 20 active frontline mentors. I've got about 40 mentors on my team. Company pays me multiple 6 figures per year for waiting, for doing nothing, not off of my sales or mentor sales, off of the team sales. Last week, we did 42 sales. The week before that, we did 73 sales. Over 200 sales per month as a 2.5-year solar rookie. So guess what? I'm only saying that to let you know, I know what I'm talking about. Some people are not willing to invest time or money. Do you think I want you to come to the Mentor Factory because I want your $200? No. Let me tell you something. I'm $10,000 in the hole on that deal. Anything above 10 G's, I would say I earned that crap. Can we agree? Okay. I'm 10 G's in the hole before the DJ. Okay. It ain't about the money. It's about that there was nothing like this in existence. So I said, if there's nothing like it in existence, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna create it. I'm not gonna complain about there's nothing like this. Oh my God, there's nothing like, no. Instead of complain, I'm not a complainer. I'm not a whiner. I'm not a snowflake. Because this day and age, there's a bunch of snowflakes. People are brought up, and put on a pedestal for being a victim. No. Don't come on. If you're a victim and you believe with this bullshit that is being taught these days, don't come on my training. Because let me tell you something, life is freaking hard. Business is hard. People will cancel on you. People will lie to you. You'll hire people that will backstab you. That happened to me a couple of months ago. Okay, I got rid of Judas. Okay, but guess what? Life is hard, and guess what? You got to be harder. That's why we need the personal growth. And the people that we're going to bring on board today, guess what? These people have made it happen. These people are out there making it happen consistently. They're mentors. They're making great money. They're helping other people. They're blessing homeowners. So today is a very special mentor power hour because it's a mentor showcase. So those of you guys that I text, I want you guys to come on. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. I want you guys to come on. And I want you to unmute yourself. So, a couple of those, I'm not going to mention everybody because I'm sure I'll forget, but, Ramsey, Louis Rangel, Justin Santos, Anthony Bonilla, feel free to unmute yourselves. Mentors on our team that we text, please come off of mute because I want to ask you guys a couple of questions, okay? All right. So the first thing that I want to ask, and I'm going to start with Ramsey and with Anthony. Ramsey and Anthony, if you were new, and you have the knowing what you know today, being new, let's say you were new and know what you know today, what is something that you would do differently in your power business? Being new and know what you did today.
I'll go first, Ramsey.
Anthony. Go ahead, Anthony.
All right.
You take it, brother.
Good morning, everyone. So I actually had to write it down. But if I was new, because I've been with Power for 2.5 years already, I started at the same time as JC Rangel. I wish I would have, I've always been coachable, but I wish I would have took JC Rangel's advice on building a team since day one. Now, I started in May 2020 during the pandemic, and I told JC and Jonathan Bernasso, I just want to sell solar. I just want to focus on my sales, my personal efforts. The first 6 months, I saw JC Rangel sell solar and build a team when I was just selling solar. What happened was, as soon as JC Rangel became a mentor, he had a team over 50 for sure, 40 directs, right? So it was over 50 consultants on this team minimum that he was able to mentor. When I became a mentor within 6 months, I only had one person on my team because my focus was just selling solar. Had I seen the results earlier, or had I listened to JC, right, of building the team, even though it's not required, I wish I would have done it since the beginning. So when I had became mentor, I would have had a big team to mentor, right? So I had to play catch up. That's what I would do differently on my business, JC.
I love it. I think that's great advice because, to touch on that right now, I'm going to go to Ramsey after this. And by the way, any of the other mentors that I called on, if you want to address that question, by all means, chime in. But I want to say something like that. Remember, and this is one of the things I mentioned on the training I did last week. And I'm going to talk about this at the Mentor Factory because I'm going to be training on team building for 2.5 hours. And I'm going to be training on a couple of other things on recruiting and mindset for another 2.5 hours the following day. So I'm going to go in deep on this. On the team building, I'm going to talk about is going to be on not only the team building, but also the team around you, your project managers, your assistants, your personal closer, et cetera. But here's the deal, to his point, to Anthony's point. There are the cooks and there are the hunters. The cooks cook what the hunters bring. There are mentors in this platform that have big teams. And then there are closers that close a lot of those mentors' teams. But guess what? That's linear income. They're making great money. But what happens if they get sick? What happens if they can't get an accident? They can't show up to a Zoom meeting or in person to close a deal? What happens to their income? But those people that are building a team, guess what? They've got that security that if I get sick, if I get injured, I've got 1,100 people on my team that are likely not going to be injured at the same time. Because if I choose to stop or take a vacation, they're not going to be on a vacation with me at the same time, not 1,100 people. So there's a lot of security when it comes to that. So I remember you mentioned that to me a few times, Anthony, and it makes a lot of sense. I think that's a great tip. What about you, Ramsey?
I would definitely agree with what Anthony Bonilla says about building a team. That's a big one. For me personally, it would be time blocking. So just as JC said earlier, don't rely on these text messages to be reminded about training. Have it already blocked out in your calendar. Set up your day the day before so that you're not like a chicken with its head cut off wondering, well, there's 25 things to do. Where do I start? What do I do? Because that's what I did at the beginning. I was all gung-ho and I was full of energy and ready to kill it. But I wasn't focused. Now I've channeled that and I focused in time blocks to be more efficient with my time on work, with my personal development time, and with my family time. Because if not, you're going to burn yourself out. So my recommendation would be to start time blocking and setting aside the time of what you're going to do and why you're going to do it and what is the goal you want to reach. So keep yourself accountable or have someone else keep you accountable. And that's why we do a lot of accountability calls. So that's a big one for me that I didn't do at the beginning that I now do. And it's changed my output dramatically.
I love it. I love it. Any of the other mentors want to address that same question, or if not, I'll move on to the next question. Also, those of you guys on here, write your questions in the chat if you have questions for the mentors. If you have a question for a specific mentor, you could make sure that it's for that specific mentor so they can answer the question. Okay. And then also what you want to do is you want to make sure that turn on your camera if you're able to turn on your camera. Okay. So go ahead and turn on your camera if you're able to turn on your camera. So any of the other mentors want to take on that question?
Yeah, this is Justin Santos.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
To the bar door, the metal
Jeanette,
door.
mute yourself, Jeanette.
Okay. The wood door.
Okay.
Sorry
Go
about that, guys.
It's okay. Yeah, I was gonna address that too about the team building and everything JC, Ramsey, and Anthony said. Sorry for my voice. I've been kind of sick. Something I've been leading off with now when I talk to prospects is I go in to get them as a rep first instead of ambassador. When I first got started, I wanted ambassadors first and then rep second because I wasn't a mentor. And how I thought about was, okay, well, if they become a rep with me, then I can't split the deals with them. But now that I've been in the business a lot longer, I realize now that if you get them as a rep first, it's a lot easier to run with your friends and your family than, just it's almost like, it's so much easier. It's much more fun. I have, a couple of my good buddies in my organization that are fellow mentors with me. And we talk about growing the business, expanding our team, and it's a lot easier that way. So on top of that, if they don't want to be a rep, then they have no excuse on why they don't want to be ambassador. It's a free account. They get $1,000 for any referrals. So that's something I did differently, and why I would suggest everyone do too. Lead off with getting them as a rep first, not as ambassador.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Makes a lot of sense. And that goes to the scarcity mindset versus the abundance mindset, right? So that's why I recommend everybody read the book, The Science of Getting Rich. Trust me when I tell you, man, read that book. Don't just read the book. Read it 3 times. Trust me, when you read it the second and third time, you'll catch things you didn't the first time. That's why training should be something you do, not something you did. That's why we do these every single Monday. every single Monday we got these on. And here's the deal. Sometimes you got to get on these. You're not going to catch nothing that is really going to make a big impact on your life, but you might catch it on the next one. Right. So thank you for sharing that.
What's the name of that book, JC?
The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. He talks about the scarcity mindset versus the abundance mindset. Nobody can take from you what belongs to you. If I got a deal and some other rep stole it, right? They outbid me or whatever the case may be, that deal wasn't meant for me. But the way that you look at things, you attract things. And not only that, it talks about your emotions and the power of your emotions, how it attracts rejects, how it attracts or rejects the things that you want. So it's a lot about the law of attraction and whatnot. The Bible talks about the law of attraction a whole lot as well. So anyways, let's go to the next question. What is your favorite form of prospecting? So question number one is, what is your favorite form of prospecting? The follow-up question to that is going to be, how did you particularly get your first prospect? So I've got Barry on here. I've got Lewis on here. I've got David Smith, David Perez, Luis Perez. Any of you guys chime in, please.
I started off with people that I know,
Okay.
and then started going to networking groups with the Orange Chamber and any other networking that I could find myself into. First of all, it didn't cost me anything to do it. Maybe a lunch, breakfast, whatever it is. Very reasonable to do that. You get one sale, right, out of that. Or even if you didn't get a sale, you're making contacts as you're going along. And I have several ambassadors as a result of it. One thing I'm still having trouble with is getting people underneath me as a representative. That's what I need to figure out and focus more on, and then do the ambassador second, just like the other gentleman was indicating. That's what I've been doing.
Well, one thing about getting people consultants, right, is if I lead with the consultant and you're not open to it, in my mind, because it's free, there's no reason why you shouldn't be an ambassador, right? So I can say, okay, hey, fair enough. Why don't you do this? Here's what we're going to do. Think about this. Let's say I presented the business to you and you say, JC, I like it, but it sounds cool, but it's not for me. It's just not a good time. Whatever the reason is. Hey, fair enough. No problem, Barry. Here's what we're going to do. Those key words right there. I'm talking about recruiting here. This is what we're going to do. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you what we are going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We'll simply make you an ambassador. It's absolutely free. You sign up for free. There's no credit card information that's required. Anytime that you refer somebody that decides to go solo, you make $1,000. Does that sound fair enough? Yes. And then I just assume the sale and I go in that direction. So I'm aiming for the stars. Worst case scenario, I land on the moon, right? I got an ambassador. Now, if that ambassador sends you somebody, they make $1,000, you now can go to them, right? So, but if you aim here, but if you aim for an ambassador, sometimes people aim for an ambassador, right? And they might end up with nobody because they're aiming for the low part. If you aim for the high part, becoming an ambassador, like, oh, sure, I got a couple minutes to sign up for free. Fine, I'll at the very least be your ambassador. Now you also, when they're your ambassador, you're able to keep them in the hook. You're able to keep them updated from time to time. So if somebody tells me, hey, listen, not right now, maybe sometime in the future, hey, no problem, Barry. Let me ask you something. Let's make an ambassador. And by the way, is it okay with you if I keep in touch, if I keep you informed from time to time on my progress? So now let's say I become a mentor. Hey, Barry, guess what? Just became a mentor. I got 8 deals closed, bro. I'm able to close 50-50 split sales. Some of these mentors, especially on Team Freedom, they're closing 5 deals per day, bro. Just keeping you informed, man. And I'm just keeping these people informed until they either become a consultant or not, right? So anyways, thank you for that, Barry.
Yeah, great advice.
Yes. Now, let's see. Let's go with Anthony. How did you get your first, Anthony or Lewis, how did you guys get your first prospect?
Lewis, want to go? Or?
All right. So yeah, I'll take it. Hello, everybody. So as far as me and what I wanted to mention for new people, what I would suggest, and this is one thing that I did, and maybe one thing I should have done a little sooner, because again, a lot of people sometimes want to learn the business before you even start trying to expose the business to other people. And like I tell people, I think one of the first things you should do is make a list of people, right? We always hear it. We have the contacts on the phone, but you really got to make the list and attack the list. Sit down and make 2-3 minute, I would say 2-minute phone calls. Really small talk, right? Hey, by the way, Anthony, just wanted to let you know, this is what I'm doing on the side, right? I'm doing real estate, I'm doing insurance, I'm doing solar. Just keep me in mind, you know, just touching bases with them really quick. And that's how I got my first lead. We hung up, me and my friend were talking about sports, and we hung up. And then I said, why didn't I tell them about solar, right? I'm like, I tell people, have you told, do the people that you know that you're doing solar? They're like, no. I'm like, well, it would be good that you would call them and touch bases with them and let them know what you're now doing. So anyways, I called my friend back and he's like, hey, what happened? I'm like, hey, I forgot. Just really quick, by the way, I'm now doing solar. And just keep me in mind if you know anybody that might be interested in solar, maybe yourself or your house. And he goes, you know what? It's crazy that you mentioned it. Me and my buddy were just talking about solar this past weekend. I'm interested. What do I need to do? I said, well, send me over your utility bill. I can get you a solar saving report.
Okay, I think Lewis went into the matrix. He's on mute. I think he got a call that came in. But to Lewis's point, that's one of the simplest things. Oh, there you go. You're back, Lewis.
Yeah, sorry about that. I guess I was moving the screen. So anyways, long story short, he gave me the bill. We set the appointment up for Monday at 3 p.m. Me and JC showed up and we were there for like an hour and a half and we ended up signing contract. Him and his wife were there in the living room. We signed contract. That was my first deal on, hey, by the way, this is what I'm doing, you know? And it's funny because some people already been, you know, like they probably left Costco. They already had a conversation. They've been seeing a lot of solar projects. So if you hit them, you know, you get them that information. So that's my main one. And also I like to door knock. So I set a schedule too, like they mentioned, set a schedule. You just set a schedule, you know, it's like the gym. I don't make it to the gym because it's not in my agenda, right? It's not in my calendar, which I'm gonna imply that too. But for solar, what I did is like Monday through Wednesday from 4 to 7, right? And just do it. Even when I don't have a gym partner, a partner for door knocking, I still go. And another key thing, I've gone with people door knocking. They get one bill in the first block, and they want to call it a day. And that's something that it's not obviously recommended. You know, I would say just keep pushing, and just go for one more, you know, or till the time is due. Nobody's on top of us this way, but if we're disciplined in that sense, I believe we're able to get results, of course. And I'll finish it with this. Of course, to get a mentor is 8 deals, right? I didn't get 10 leads to get 8 deals, right? I got more like 25, close to 30 leads to get 8 deals, right? So it just takes more activity, more volume to get there. And then last thing I'll say is I wouldn't get emotionally attached to the results, whether they're positive or negative. My mindset is just on go and get more leads, go recruit, go do the activity, and the results will come.
I love it.
Thank
I
you,
love
guys.
it. Man, that was a lot of golden nuggets, man. I don't know why, but this guy, you know, something about this guy, man, seems familiar, and he's giving some great advice. Thank you for that, Lewis. That's another mentor. By the way, if you guys want to, a lot of you guys been. Sorry, guys, had a call coming in. If you want to get mentored by another Rangel brother, this guy's a mentor. And right now, I don't know if you noticed, you're in the top 10 mentors for the company for last month, I think, or for this month. So anyways, all of these people that are coming up are mentors, by the way. By the way, all of you mentors that I asked you, that you received a text from me, this is key. Listen to what I'm saying. All of you that received a text from me to come on here, I want you to put your contact information in the chat. This is a mentor showcase. You are sharing your expertise, your experience. So you should get that exposure. So if I text you to come on here and to be a guest, I want you to put your information in the chat. And part of the reason why I invited you guys to be on here is because you're consistently on here. It's because you are going to the Mentor Factory. It's because you are promoting and you're following the system. And I appreciate that. And that goes a long way. And that's part of what I'm going to be training at the Mentor Factory, of the importance of that. David Perez, Tell me your favorite form of prospecting, getting business. Your favorite 1 or 2 forms of getting prospecting and getting business.
Okay, so well now as a mentor, it's recruiting, but I'm gonna share answer both questions in one. So one thing that I would do different is I would go all in quicker. So that's one thing I would do. I would do different because you remember it took me like almost 3 months to really get going. 2 months and a half. And my favorite way of prospecting is just to be transparent, guys, is door knocking. I remember I made the mistake when I first came on board that I saw Jonathan, I saw other people, like Jonathan Bernasso, other mentors that they talked about how they never door knocked. And I made the mistake of trying to do all kinds of other things before door knocking. So I tried to do the events, I tried to do this, I tried to do that. And for me, I didn't really have a warm list. I kind of did, but it was kind of like JC where I came from another industry, so I didn't feel credible with my warm list, even though I did call a couple of people, but I didn't have, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 18. So it's like, oh, here we go again. This guy's changing industries. You guys know how that could be. So then for me, it wasn't until I went out there, and it's funny because people started asking me like, hey, let's go door knock. So it wasn't until I actually went out there and I started getting deals, and I was like, man, like I know what to do. Like, why am I playing games? Because I was burned out of door knocking. I had door knocked for the industries, and door knocking could kind of, like, when I first came to Powur, like it seemed like that wasn't like the way to do it. And so it wasn't until I stopped caring what people thought, and I just got to work, and I started knocking doors where like everything is awesome. I think events are great, networking is great. I think all of that's great. Warm leads are definitely the best for sure. Like I would prefer a warm lead over a door knocking lead any day. But when it's all said and done, you could go out there, generate 3 leads every single day that you're in the field, and that's awesome. So that's what I did, and that's my favorite way. Whenever I'm not busy enough, I don't get to do it as much as I would like. But like last week, I went door knocking one day. I got like 5, 6 leads, and I closed 1. And so what happens is that I just like going out there, going direct to the source, which is I'm going direct to the homeowner. It's free. I could build a conversation. They've already talked to other companies, and I'm there, and I'm ready to close solar. They're ready to go. So I definitely like encourage everybody that if you feel your pipeline's not full and you don't have leads like today, if you don't have any appointments today and you want to be a full-time solar professional and there's nothing on your agenda today to go present. Now, the only way you shouldn't go door knock is if you have 3 appointments today, 3 appointments tomorrow. It's like, dude, you're busy. Like, you're good. But if you don't have if your only appointment is till Thursday to present a proposal and you're waiting around, go get some vitamin D and go get some leads. So yeah, I love to door knock.
I love it, bro. Thank you. By the way, for those of you guys posting in the chats, do not pitch people anything in the chat. The chat is for questions for the mentors and for the mentors that I personally asked to come on here and post their stuff. I'm showcasing these people because here's the deal. Here's what I don't want. This is no bullshit. Okay. I am showcasing mentors that I know are consistent, that I know are good, that show up and support this training, not people that show up here from time to time when it's convenient to them. That's bullshit. Okay, straight up. And yes, I do have an attitude because there are people that consistently show up here Monday and promote to their teams and show up here and they play team. They think of we, not about me. This isn't a me thing. This is a we thing. If you have a philosophy of a me thing and you want to show up only when it's convenient for you, this is not for you. Okay? So be respectful and do not post stuff on there pitching people or posting your contact info if you were not asked to get on there. Thank you. Let's keep it moving. All right. So here's the deal. So David talked about something very important and he mentioned, and it's very true. And Lewis mentioned this as well, which is some of the stuff that we talk about in basic training. Hey, listen, you want to go ahead and get on there, okay? And you want to go out there and make a decision, make a commitment faster. One of the things that Lewis mentioned also is calling your people. Well, what do we talk about in the Fast Start training? In the Fast Start training, we talk about make a list of 200 people and call these people. Don't be a secret agent. We give you the scripts. If you go to teamfreedomtraining.net or solarheroestraining.com, if you go to any of those, by the way, post the links on there. It's a free training. If you go on there, you're going to have a training and all the Fast Start training. You want to know the scripts for door knocking? They're on there. You want to know the scripts for calling new homeowners, they're on there. For calling warm market, they're on there. You want to know the simple, non-invasive script of calling people? It's on there, along with the videos that show you how to door knocking video trainings by David Perez are on there as well. So everything is on there. But one of the very first things I tell people is, every one of you guys, I don't think there's any exceptions, you can put on a list 200 people to call. And somebody earlier, Ramsey, talked about time blocking. What about if you time block 1 hour to fire off phone calls? You don't look at social media, you don't take personal calls, you block out an hour to make phone calls to people to let them know this script. Hey, Johnny, how's it going, man? Small talk, blah, blah, blah. After the small talk, hey, listen, reason why I'm calling you, bro, is I actually started in the solar industry and I'm super excited about my new career path. This is what I'm going to be doing for the next 15, 20 years. Anyways, man, I just want you to know, in case you know of anybody that either has questions about solar or anybody that may be interested in solar, I would appreciate if you keep me in mind. Anybody could do that. There's no way you can't make 100 to 200 phone calls like that and not get some positive things coming back. Lewis just mentioned, I told him, this is what you got to do. You got to go out there, find your form of prospecting, but you got to first call everybody that you know and let them know that you are in the solar industry. I guarantee you there's people on here that have had people that went solar because that person didn't know that you were a solar rep. I do trainings at real estate offices all the time, and I ask agents, have any of you guys ever had somebody list their property with another person because they didn't know? It's a close friend or neighbor or friend or family member that didn't know that you were a real estate pro. And I had a guy, a lot of times, but one particular guy says, bro, my neighbor, I was in real estate for about a year. My neighbor, all of a sudden I see a sign pop up on his yard that says for sale, and I know the guy. I go to his barbecue sometimes. And I said, that's your fault. Did you ever take the time to pick up the phone and call them? No, they're not gonna pick you to give them a presentation to show them what you've got if they don't know that that's what you do. So it boggles my mind. For example, I want you guys to answer in the chat. What is the number one way to get referrals? Everybody post in the chat. Post what comes into your head. Don't post what other people post. Post what you think the answer is to getting referrals. What is a number one way to get referrals? Don't cheat. Put whatever comes into your head first. Don't look at anybody else's stuff. Okay? What is a number one way to get referrals? And then we're going to go to the next question. The next person I'm going to go to is Lily. Lily, if you're on here, please unmute yourself. By the way, some of you mentors that are on here, hi Lily. Some of you mentors that are on here, your camera's not on, so it's hard for me to catch you. So I would recommend if you want to come on and say something, turn on your camera. Lily, what is your number one way of getting leads?
My number one of getting leads is ambassadors. I've been like talking to people, to my friends and families, and at the same time, my clients as well. And they're giving me leads. As long as you're true to yourself and true to them about what your services, what services you're being offered, and as long as you consistently follow up with them or like give them updates and so, they will like you and they will bring in deals with you. And I have like a few clients right now that are doing that. And yeah, I'm just like, although I'm a part-timer, I'm getting success in solar right now. And so far I'm enjoying it.
Yes. That's awesome. That's awesome. I know that you do a great job with ambassadors. Weren't you recently at a home and show garden?
Yeah, I am like, I have like, I'm in a flea market or sorry, farmer's market. And I try to do like pop-up events at the same time and getting leads from there. It's just like, for me, the ambassadors or my clients are my favorites because those are more solid leads.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Matter of fact, right now there's going to be Thanksgiving parades. There's going to be Christmas stuff, parades and whatnot in different towns. And guess what? There's people that post up and put booths. So for a little bit of money, you could go ahead and get a booth, and there's a lot of traffic, right? Matter of fact, Lewis, if you're still on here, let me know. Lewis actually went to a gym. He knows a friend of his that works at a gym, and he asked him, hey, do you guys ever put booths? Yeah, we could put up a booth for you twice a month if you want. They didn't even charge him anything. He went out there, got a partner to a gym. They were on there for about 8 to 10 hours. They got 11 plus leads each. and they already closed their first sale from those leads. They got a couple of other appointments at the gym, cost them nothing. Now, granted, they were there for 8 to 10 hours. They were there late. But guess what? They're getting leads. So like, why in the world leave? So they already got a commitment from the gym to let them go there twice per month. What do you guys think about that? The point is, your biggest resource is your resourcefulness. If you want to get business, the business is out there. We just got to go out there and look for it. Lily, what she does a lot is ambassadors, and she does a great job, and she became a mentor basically with ambassadors. Some of those ambassadors, Lily, would you say some of those ambassadors turned into consultants?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a few of them that turn into consultants. Yeah, and I'm working on some more.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, ambassadors. Mentors. Any of you guys that I text, feel free to chime in. Here's a question. Here's an open question for all of you. What is the brand new person on here? What is the advice that you would give them to accelerate them getting the most amount of leads, which will give them a better chance to get the most amount of sales? What is your tip? If I ask you, I'm a new guy, hey man, what should I do besides my warm market? We talked about the warm market, great. What forms of prospecting would you recommend that I engage in to get the most amount of leads?
Want me to take that one, JC?
Yes, please. I want you to take it, but I want to hear from a couple of other mentors as well. So, but I definitely want to hear it. So go for it, brother.
So I recommend, so today is October 17th, Thanksgiving's in a month. What I would recommend for everybody is to do the KISS method. What that is keep it super simple. This is something I learned from network marketing with JC Rangel years ago. Right. So a lot of people come on here and they want to learn everything. Inverters, panels, financing, you name it, right? Keep it super simple. I didn't have time to learn everything during the pandemic because I lost my job. All I knew was I had to make money, I had to feed my daughter and my wife, right? So make a list of a minimum of 100 people. Write it down. And don't just say I have my phone, I have Instagram, Facebook. Write it down, physically write it down. From that list, right, of 100 people minimum, within 30 days, this is going to lead into the week before Thanksgiving. Within 30 days, send a text message or a phone call to at least 3-4 people a day, minimum, right? That's going to cover your 100 people list, right? If you send a text message sharing the ambassador program, this is what I did. Letting them know you're in the solar industry, you could help. If they know anybody who might be interested in solar, you could give them $1,000. Christmas is around the corner, you guys. People want to make money, extra money, right? When you start sharing the ambassador program with at least 3 to 4 people a day for 30 days, you're going to go through your list of 100 people leading into Thanksgiving week. What's going to happen when you start seeing those friends, family during the holidays? They're going to ask you, hey, how's it going with your solar business? I saw your text message, even if they didn't reply. Keep it super simple. Collect the bill, plug it into the system, assign the mentor, edify the mentor once you're in the consultation. All right, let the mentor do all the talking, all the educating, all the design, and you just learn. That's what I did 2.5 years ago with mentors like Jonathan Bernasso, JC Rangel, and many more. Keep it super simple. All right, that would be my advice for you guys. And then
I love it.
I like to touch on that later on, but
no. Go ahead. If you want to touch on something else, please. That's what this is for.
Mentor Factory, guys. So I've been with Powur since 2.5 years, right? I always say this, and I joined a month right after JC Rangel. I got my first sale before JC Rangel, and I was proud of it. All right. So this day, it's something I could say, and I don't share it, right, with everyone, but it's something I could say, you know what? I finally beat him in something, right? But, you know, and JC says is, you know, sometimes you have that success and your ego goes up. So I thought my method was better than JC's. I was wrong. You got to remain coachable. Since when I started with Powur for 1.5 years, I was in Powur, but not fully in. Right, I was doing this part-time for 2 years. Right, but I remember telling JC last year, JC in this year 22, I'm gonna retire from coaching. I'm going all in with solar. I'm gonna start January 1st. And JC will always tell us, don't wait to the January 1st. Forget that bullshit of new year, new me. Start now. This was back in October last year. So I'm telling you guys, just because whether you're a tier 1 mentee, tier 2 consultant, even tier 3 mentor, right? There's always levels to this, and you always got to keep growing, right? Even if you've had success, whether it's 1 sale, 2 sales, 5, 10, 100 sales, You always have to keep growing and being coachable and educating yourself, right? Taking it to the next level. I recommend for everybody, especially if you're local, if you have not, and I'm not here just to promote an event like JC says to make money. I make shit out of this other than knowledge, right, that I'm going to get. But I do recommend, whether you're new or old or vet, whatever it is, go to that Mentor Factory. I remember I told JC I cannot make the event, right, because I was going to present at a real estate office, right? I was going to educate homeowners about solar. JC said, you need to be at that event. I didn't question it. I just went. I bought my ticket. I went, right? Because of that event, for the next, after Mentor Factory last year, for the next month and a half, November, December, right? I started brainstorming, what am I going to do to take my level to the next, start taking my business to the next level. Because of that event, what I've learned there, and just being around the fire pretty much, seeing David Perez and Luis Perez, I got to tell you guys, I was here before them and I saw when they were struggling to get their first bill. But just being around that freaking fire, seeing how they've reached success just in a few months, and I was falling behind, I was like, shit, I need to do something. I've been with Powur for a year and a half, and I'm still at 20 grand in debt. Something needs to change, right? So fast forward to now, 2022, if it wasn't for that event, JC, and you not convince me, but you just telling me you need to be there if you really want to take it to the next level. I don't say this to show off to you guys, just to show you the potential. I have quadrupled my income from what I used to make coaching soccer. I love kids and I love coaching them, right? But financially, I need to change. I made my first 6 figures with Powur, right? Within a year. It took me 7 months this year, right? Now I want to aim for more. There's levels, right? I see what JC Rangel is doing. I see what Jonathan Brunas is doing, and a lot of our top mentors here, right? Even if, again, if you're new and you have not got your first lead, go to that event. Right? Don't make excuses. If you're local, you need to be there. If you're out of state, try to get in there and fly in. There's a lot of great consultants flying into this event. So just, stay around the fire, learn from all the top mentors, even top consultants, right? I'm always learning from new consultants too, right? They freaking motivate me to keep wanting to help more people and myself, right? Get better as a person, as a consultant. So that's all I have to say regarding the Mentor Factor, JC. And I'll be there again. Next weekend.
Yep. I appreciate that. Yep. Not this weekend, but the following weekend. I appreciate that very much. You brought up a lot of things that are very, very powerful, and I appreciate that. There are, by the way, feel free to put your questions in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Put your questions in the chat. But I do have a couple of questions here. Somebody's asking, and anybody that wants to take this, any other mentors that want to take this, take it. I will also put my 2 cents in this, but here's one of the questions in the chat. How do you deal with net metering 3.0 coming in? Do you still do roofs with solar, even though net metering 3.0 is coming in, when we're unsure about those changes coming? Who wants to take that one? All right, since nobody's jumping out there, see to take it, I'll take it. So here's the deal, net metering 3.0, you have to understand this. When you sell solar, like Anthony Bonilla does, like myself, like a lot of the mentors on here do, we sell solar nationwide. California is by far the best place to sell solar, in my opinion. It's where people see the most savings. Even when net metering 3.0 kicks in, they're still going to save money. You figure you sell solar in Texas, you're not really saving people money in Texas. You're doing a bill swap. Maybe you're saving them 15, 20 bucks, maybe. For the most part, it's a bill swap and it's still worth it. Why? Because you're locking in the monthly payment. So even if when net metering 3.0 comes in, I'm actually kind of looking forward to net metering 3.0 coming in, because here's the deal. Remember how I started this off by saying there's some people that are getting lucky. Did you put the sign downstairs, by the way? Okay, good. There's some people that are getting lucky right now. They're making money because we're in the solar boom. It's not impressive, man, to make a 6-figure income in solar. It's not impressive. And people, their mind is warped, especially those people that never made it before. There are some industries that it's hard. Making a 6-figure income is hard. Right here, it's easy, man. If you're consistent, you got a little bit of skills, but that throws people off. So when net metering 3.0 kicks in, the reason why I'm a little excited is because it's going to weed out some of the weak hands. There's going to be some people that say, oh, shit, this is actually hard. It's a little bit harder, not hard, but a little bit harder, and they're not going to stick around. All of a sudden, time will promote you or expose you. So even when net metering 3.0 kicks in, and the connection fees and the buyback and all these things are going to be different and not as favorable, it's still going to make sense. It's still going to make more sense to those people that are buying solar in Texas and in Florida. Guess what, Ramsey? You guys want a great mentor out in Florida? Ramsey's an incredible mentor in Florida. He's slanging solar panels left and right in Florida, and they don't save nearly as much as what we save here. So I'm not concerned with that in the slightest. And as far as a roof is concerned, let me tell you something, man. You have an option. You could cough up $20,000 to put your solar. Or, Mr. Customer, you could also get a solar company that will finance your roof at a 6 to 7% interest rate for 5 years. Therefore, you're going to be paying between $400 and $700 per month for your roof. Or you could just roll it in here for an extra $60 a month. So you got to separate the solar and the roof. Here's what your system, here, what I usually do is, here's your solar system monthly payment versus what you're paying now. When we add the roof, of course, is going to go up because you've got a roof included into this deal. So I tell them, look, if you don't want the roof, the payment will definitely go down. Here's your options. You cough up the $20,000 to pay for the roof, or, and I don't use the word cough up, by the way. I'm saying it now for training purposes, right? Or you can go ahead and get it. There are some companies, so roofing companies that will finance your roof for 5 to 10 years, usually at a 5 to 7% interest rate. So your roof payment alone would be $300 to $600 per month. Or you could pay about what you're paying right now for electricity. That includes your roof and your solar, and you're good to go. So I don't look at net metering 3.0 as a threat. Remember this, ladies and gentlemen, there is 95% of the things that we lie awake, just in general, 95% of the things that you lie awake at night worrying about don't ever come to pass. 95%, I'm not saying net metering 3.0 is not going to come to pass. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the things that we worried, we made it such a big deal, it's not really a big deal. And the way that I overcome it now is, if you get installed before net metering 3.0 is in place, you're grandfathered in for the next 20 years. So that actually right now helps to close more deals with net metering 3.0 here. So anyways, and then a couple of other questions. Let me see if I can find them. When does the ambassador get their $1,000? That's after install. Yes, and Powur does pay checks. All right, any other questions for these mentors? Okay, I've got a couple of questions, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go one by one. Unmute yourself, mentors. Any parting piece of advice that you could give people, please go ahead and unmute yourself. Any of the mentors that I called on, any of the mentors on Team Freedom, feel free to unmute yourself and give us some wisdom.
Do a 90-day challenge.
Tell people what that is. A 90-day challenge, 90-day blitz.
So yeah, 90-day blitz, again, learned it from network marketing with JC Rangel years ago. I do it differently than your traditional 90-day blitz, but 90-day challenge, you're pretty much going all out, focusing on your business, right? From morning, when the sun rises to the sundown, right? For 90 days, pretty much you're telling your family, friends, you're just focused on your business, no events, right? I do it a little bit different where I have my family events and I do my 90-day challenge around my lifestyle, but that is more than 10 hours a day. I'm waking up earlier, right? 4, working on my business from 5 to 8, taking my daughter to her daycare, and then focusing my business. So I have my plan for the next 90 days, what I'm gonna do. So do a 90-day challenge because all right, that's what I did when I first started with Powur. First 90 days, I pretty much just shared the ambassador program, went all out. 90 days, I built so much momentum that it was what, May, June, July. By end of July, I had so much momentum that I did another 90-day challenge. So I pretty much went 180 days just going all out, pretty much 6 months, focusing on my business. What does that consist of? I don't know. What is it? Are you prospecting certain times? Are you, pretty much setting appointments? Are you door knocking? Are you sliding into people's DMs? That's what I do. I slide into realtors and lenders on DMs and I approach them about Powur. I don't door knock, but that's my way of onboarding people. But what is it that you're gonna do for 90 days to freaking take your business to the next level? It is life changing. And just keep going with that momentum that you build in those 3 months.
I love it. 90-day blitz, 90 days of all out massive action. You're going to be very busy, but you could do it for 90 days. And that sets you up for momentum. And he's a perfect example of it, Anthony. I've done it as well. There's other people that have done it, that you go on 90 days for sure. You commit for 90 days. You have a conversation with your spouse. You let her know, let him or her know I'm going to be busy for the next 90 days. We're not going to have a whole lot of time. I'm going to be working. I believe in working 6 days a week, resting 1 day. That's my belief, right? And you go all out for 90 days. So any other parting advice?
I want to say something, JC.
Go for it.
We'll go with Ramsey, then we'll go with Justin. Go for it, Ramsey.
Sorry about that, Justin. You sound like Barry White. So I just wanted to say, don't waste any opportunities, guys. Anytime, and JC said this, anytime you exchange money or you're making a transaction, that's a wonderful opportunity to create a relationship and focus on relationships, focus on understanding human psychology and people and making them feel good. Because when you make people feel good, they'll give you the world. And when it comes from a genuine place, your life will change, just like mine has changed. And I take every opportunity. Like I was at Costco yesterday, and I'm recruiting the girl from Sunrun that was there because I've gone there a couple times. This is my 3rd time. I said, "Hey, how you doing? Are you ready to join now?" I'm messing around, but she told me, "Yeah, you know, they're not paying us how they said they would. I'm only here for school, this and that. I need another option, alternative." And she literally told me, "I want to come on. I want to join under you as a consultant." I said, "Fantastic." So it's just, you know, consistency, dripping, always being cognizant of the opportunities around you because it's everywhere. You just got to look for them. So that's something that really helps me a lot, and that it's always in the back of my mind to how can I help serve someone and help change their life. And that makes me feel good, and me feeling good is going to make them feel good because I'm going to make them feel, you know, like this is something they want to do.
I love it, man. By the way, those Sunrun people are great to recruit, man. And they're at Costco all the time. I got a guy 3 weeks ago, not from Sunrun, but I mean from Sunrun, but not from Costco. On Facebook, I recruited him, and guess what? He already closed his first transaction, and we're working on a couple of them. So you guys are going to see him come in here, guns blazing. All right, let's go with Justin Santos. Some parting words, please.
Yeah. My thing is, I like to do something called, you know, what's in it for me and what's in it for them. Obviously, for your customers, it's, you know, saving money or owning their own electricity. If you're new, I told my customers is, you know, I want to be the top, you know, mentor in the company. So if you can help me with that, then, you know, that's how you do it. So once you close a homeowner, I like to taproot them right then and there. Now we have the free ambassador program. So I show them what their loan is after their close. Let's say the loan's a $50,000 loan. I tell them it's a $50,000 loan, but because you went through us with Powur, I'm going to make you an ambassador account right now. Do you have 50 friends or family members that would want to save the same amount of money as you did? And from there, they write as many names as they can. And after they're done writing those names, I have them call while I'm right next to them. Like if I'm on the Zoom call, that I have them do it on that Zoom call. And you want to do this right then and there because they are fresh with the knowledge of solar. They can explain the solar program to their friends and family. So you don't really have to. And then from there, that's how I got a lot of my appointments to be 5 to even 15 minutes long because the homeowner explained it. And after they explained it, their friends and family, they just said, "Can you just send me the proposal so we can see the numbers?" And after I sent them the proposal, they just signed the documents. So it's a really fast way to get to mentor quickly. And on top of that, you can keep redoing this process after you taproot them. The people you just closed, you can taproot them also. That's how you can stay busy the next 90 days. Thank you.
That taprooting, that's network marketing 101, man. Network marketing 101. I love it. Thank you, Justin. Hey, listen, that's why I'm not surprised that you're having the results that you're having because you're just closing deals, building a business. You know, he's got his own team chat that I'm in, and I see these guys out there, you know, closing deals and making it happen. So super proud of you, bro. There's one of the top mentors in the company here that I want to come on and say a couple of words because this guy's super sharp, always winning contests. He's a silent killer. He's the expansion king. And I like to hear from Jordan Shaw. If you could give some wisdom, brother, to people on here.
Hey, JC, how you doing, man?
What's up, bro?
Hey, it's good to see you. So yeah, I mean, honestly, there is so much good information here. Everything that Anthony was saying, and everything that Ramsey was saying, everybody that's coming on is giving you kind of like tidbits of info here, right? And really, that 90-day blitz, how when you go into a summer contest, that's what you have to do. You have to put blinders on. You have to just go and say, there's going to be some long days. There's going to be lots of consultations, but you got to kind of feed the fire and just go. And that's how you get, I mean, you go back and forth, you have to put ego aside. You have to say, I'm just going to go ahead and we're just going to do this thing. Right. And you know that, and here's the big thing. There's going to be people like you see the success, right, of closing these deals and all that. What you don't see is the people that ghost, the people that say no. Not everybody passes the test. It's all about volume and numbers. And as you fine tune your delivery, like you don't need to know everything, right? But you find that you start to know more and more and more about solar. And when you start doing that, and you have the confidence going into a meeting, you start closing more, your percentages go up, right? So, and that's what you want to do is you always want to look at how many proposals you've done and how you can constantly get better. So even when I get a no, I actually respond to the homeowner saying, oh no, we're going to go with somebody else. I said, is there anything else that I could have done differently? Because I always want to know. And if it comes down like, no, we just felt more comfortable, like, whatever it might be, that's something that I always try to find out what's going on, with that, because I never want to, I guess you could say, just basically just know like, oh, was it just pricing? Was it whatever? Like, I always want to know if there was something else I could have done better. And if the answer is no, great. That means they're like, and I love the responses that I get when they say, no, you were great. I'm like, well, if I was great, why didn't you go with me, right? So, and that's the thing, like you go into the summer contest, you go into a 90-day blitz, you got to be prepared for people just to go, nah, whatever, or just flake out, because that's people, right? And so don't get discouraged, keep on pushing through it. And I'm just going to echo what Anthony said related to like the ambassadors. Do not be in stealth mode. You want to be successful, do not be in stealth mode. Every single person needs to know that you're in solar, okay? Every single person. And if you look at my profile, without a fact that I'm always posting something about solar. I always intermix some stuff in there that is personal, of course, right? Going out on date night with my wife, things like that. You don't want to be a robot when you do it. But you want everybody to know that you're in solar, that you have people as ambassadors. Your ambassadors will just constantly feed you leads. People will tag you on Facebook groups, and you will find out that you'll get so busy that you're going to be busy whether you want to or not. It's a slow season, right? We're coming out of the summer. The pain is you still feel that pain from the summer months, okay, of all those bills. That's what people are feeling. But last week I closed 4 deals, 2 mentor, 2 personal, and that's slow, right? It's not really, but the idea is that the fact that you're going to be busy whether you want to be or not, and that's that momentum that everybody talks about. You queue up like a 90-day blitz, especially from the summer. I still have people hit my inbox that I thought were gone from the summer, and all of a sudden they're back in my inbox asking for other solutions or saying, yeah, we're still thinking about this, like, let's go ahead and do it, just send us the contract, all of that. That stuff is real. So all I gotta say is, don't be in stealth mode. Listen to your mentors. Listen to your gut. You got to go ahead and you got to establish a little bit of steel, heart. You got to get a little bit hard, thick-skinned, right? For the people that are going to say no or vanish on you, because it happens to the best of us. But it's worth it. You just come out of the other end. So I guess that's all I got to say. I'm just going to echo everything that everybody said already.
Awesome. By the way, as you guys can see, we've got here at the office, we got all the champions here. Say hello, everyone. Yeah, by the way, let me introduce you guys real quick. Our newest mentor in the company, in our team, right? Jeremy Vega. Say hello. Yeah. ADT Pro, Home Security, Solar Pro, one of the best door knockers you're ever going to meet. He's going to be at Mentor Factory. No surprise there, right? So anyways, Jeremy Vega, make sure you guys look for him. He's also, you guys need a good mentor. You guys got him. Jordan, you are the man, bro. That was some very, very, some wise words, some great advice. And I appreciate, there's no surprise, bro, why you're doing what you're doing. So super excited that you're on the team, that the value that you bring. I appreciate you. All right, guys, we're going to start the meeting here at the office. I'll see you guys at the 5 o'clock meeting. See you guys tomorrow on Jonathan's at 10 a.m. And we got to get going. Have a great day. Thank you to all the mentors that shared some wisdom. Have a good day, guys.
Thank you, JC.
Thank you all. Please.